Audience response systems such as PollEv are known by a variety of names. Regardless of what they are called, they are all interactive devices that record student responses to questions in real time and provide the chance for immediate feedback regarding the learning taking place. The concept of mobile learning has been around for several years now. However, given the explosion and ubiquity of smartphones and tablets, there remains a relative dearth of examples of mobile learning making a real impact in organizations who have experimented with it. However, PollEv seems to buck this trend and is used by more than 350 of the Fortune 1000 companies. PollEv can be used to generate discussion and encourage collaboration. It stimulates widespread student participation and elicits a diverse range of points of view in a non-threatening manner. You can enhance retention of material, assess student learning on a real-time basis, and measure student attitudes by also adding a tone of excitement to even the dullest lesson. Actually, in the top 100 tools for learning 2014, a poll compiled from the votes of over 1,000 learning professionals. It came 70th in the poll, 2 places above its rival Socrative, and up 5 places from the previous year. The instructor poses questions which students start off answering individually. After preliminary results are tallied and displayed, students break into small groups to discuss responses and consider alternatives, allowing the students to consider changes in viewpoints and letting the instructor decide if further clarification is warranted. Students are motivated to stay focused and clarify their thinking and logic. Articulating their thoughts and reasoning enhances students' ability to identify flaws and gaps in their logic and understanding. For the instructor, adjustment of classroom teaching is dynamic and based on real and immediate needs. Or PollEv, found at www.polleverywhere.com. Really shows you what it does here. You ask your audience a question, the audience responds in real time, and then the responses are then displayed back on the PowerPoint presentation. This is of PollEv, and these aren't by any means exclusive. But I've got a group here called Wash Up, so at the end of the course, if I'm doing a wash up, I might ask the students, what did you think of the assessments? This is an actual response I got from a course I did about a year ago, and it's very useful because obviously it's there on the record. You can use it to help feed into your PXR. But also, once the responses come on to the screen, as you can see here, you can actually read through them in real time and then decide whether any particular points that have been raised need further clarification, or if anything's particularly interesting, you can engage with the students right then and there. Reflective discussion. How did yesterday's lessons affect your understanding of the role as a junior NCO? Put this question out to everyone. Everyone has to answer rather than just in a group. One particular student might be a bit quiet, or in a class discussion it can easily get dominated by the more vocal students. So this really allows the teacher to have ownership of which direction they want the lesson to go, rather than letting the students perhaps take it off on a different tangent. So instantly you've got everyone engaged, you've got them all contributing, and you can really check the understanding. Do they understand what the role is? Is there any particular points here that you'd like to discuss in more detail? So to simply click on the red button in the top here, put your question into the box. For example, if I'm teaching defence policy, I might ask this question, nice and open-ended, guaranteed to stimulate discussion. You've got that and why in there as well. You have the choice to do multiple choice quizzes as well, but it's much better to use the open-ended questions. So you can see here it's very quick, it doesn't need much time to set up. You don't necessarily have to have it pre-prepared. You could do a pop poll in the lesson. Once you've put it out there, the students will then have the poll appear on their tablet, laptop or mobile, depending on which method you're using. I prefer the online version here. You just push it out to a website with your account name on. The students don't even need to have an account or be logged on. As soon as you press this green poll here, it'll make it active. You can then decide how long the students have to create the answer. Once all the answers are in, or you've had enough, you simply click on it again, the poll will stop, and then you've got all the answers on on the main screen in front of the class that you can use for further discussion. This students see on their device, so they've got a nice big box here, type in their response, click respond when they're ready, and it'll go instantly up onto the monitor. To finish at the end of the lesson, instead of just asking, are there any questions, put it in the poll, what are your questions? The students are therefore probably more likely to think about whether they have any questions, and they can, of course, ask you anonymously, so they're not going to be embarrassed in front of their peers if they think it's a stupid question or they all want to get away for lunch.